Hi guys and welcome back to the Hot Seat. I am your host Priscilla Moy and we are live in studio here at Social Media Shows. We are going to get right into our first guest. He is absolutely amazing. He is a mentalist, a psychic, and all things paranormal. He has residencies here in Las Vegas and he is known as the man who knows. Everyone, please welcome Alain Nu. Hi, welcome. Yes, please take a seat. Thank you so much for coming to this show. How are you today?
I'm feeling good. It's finally getting warm here in Las Vegas, so you know.
You already read my mind because I was just about to say that.
Right?
Yeah, amazing. So thank you so much for coming. You have so much I want to dive into because you are just so successful and so well known all around. I'm so impressed by you, and I'm so glad that you're willing to come on to the show.
Of course.
So, amazing. So you actually, in the start, you jumped around a lot. You moved around a lot. You've experienced living in different cities, correct? And then you kind of started your realizing your talent kind of at an early age, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, that came first, and then I moved around.
Okay.
But yeah, it's been quite a crazy lifestyle. You know, most of my work has been outside of the Washington D.C. area, but I was very close friends with the restaurateur and owner of Cafe Milano, this guy named Franco Nuscasi, and he used to be the operations manager over at Caesar's Palace, and that's how we kind of created that connection. But I've always been, you know, I've been here in Las Vegas on and off since the early 2000s. Performing originally at Caesar's Palace and at the Magical Empire. You're too young for that. And then after that, we moved over to some other events at the Clarion Casino, which is the old Debbie Reynolds Theater. I guess the Greek Isles is no longer, huh? It's so crazy how Vegas just keeps changing and new casinos keep opening up and fun things are happening. I'm really excited, though, to be in downtown Las Vegas over at the Notoriety Live Theater right at Las Vegas Boulevard and Fremont Street, which is technically the busiest street block in Las Vegas. So
downtown's crazy.
Yeah, here in the entertainment city and doing that there is great just because you know, I've been doing club dates and things like that for years, and usually it's for corporate events and things like that. Nice to be able to be in a real theater with lights and blackouts and music and you know and just the whole technical angle of it has been lots of fun.
Absolutely. So let's talk about all of your talents for a second. Dive into that. So what really was that moment when you were like, oh my God, I'm going to make a living out of this. This is what I'm meant to do. There's something obviously that occurred to you, either whether it be paranormal, you can obviously, you know, fix my wording, but, you know, things that where you realize what you can do and how you're different from everyone else. And this is something that you need to show the world.
So I'm half Chinese and I'm half Vietnamese. My parents met in Laramie, Wyoming, and at university, and I was born thereafter in San Francisco in the '60s. So it's just kind of it's been a long time coming. Back in those days, I was just trying to fit in, and everybody was just kind of already assuming that I had mysterious powers because I was like the only Asian kid in my class.
Okay.
And so you know. At the time, it was just a way for me to embrace my own individuality. And my parents were both librarians, so it kind of came natural for them to say, hey, we're going to teach you how to read by bringing you books from the libraries that we work at. And my dad ended up being at the Library of Congress in Washington, D.C. So after that, he just said, what do you want to learn about? And I went, you know, I was 7 years old, so I went, magic would be a good one. And so there I started learning magic, and I started to broaden my horizons as I got older, just because, you know, you can learn magic at many different levels. So you can learn magic for kids, and then you can learn magic for, you know, adults, and then after that you graduate to magic for teenagers. So,
as you're also going through those stages in life, you just experience it while it's happening, right? Amazing, though, because I feel like, you know, there's a lot of people, whether, you know, they're going into magic or in the spiritual realm, like, you know, you don't really hear much about them speaking on those things and more of like on their daily personal life. So, you know, do you know how to shut that off, or do you always live it 24/7, not just when you're performing and you're meeting people?
It's important. I think that these days, especially, authenticity is just a really important thing for other people to. I mean, I think that people feel authenticity. People can actually, and in many ways, it's kind of like the psychic side of us that feels that. You know, it's something that I think that from that standpoint, I deliver what I do in a very kind of sincere way. And so, in many ways, I'm interested in magic beyond just the trickery and the I can do something that you can't do type of side of it. I'm really more interested in, just the roots. One of the things I talk about in my show is just the word abracadabra and what it means, because most people have heard of the word abracadabra, but very few people know that, it's actually ancient Hebrew Aramaic, and it means I create as I speak. And so just learning that one aspect of the word kind of brings in a whole new understanding of like how we might use that word in a genuinely magical way. Like, does it mean that all the words we speak are magic words? And maybe if we were better speakers, might we be better magicians? So I mean, it lays down the foundation of this idea that maybe as magicians we're manifestors, and maybe as manifestors we speak to create,
Right.
And that's what we do. So it's just an interesting way of being able to make people see that there's a deeper level towards magic
Right.
and mystery than there actually is. And I'm really excited to bring that to Vegas. I feel like my show does it in a very, very nice, genuine way that still brings the mystery to people, and at the same time, gives them something to be amazed and also inspired about.
Because it's really different when I'm hearing you speak about, your look on how you want to introduce this to Las Vegas. Because there's a lot that people might assume that they might think of when they go see your show, or if you introduce yourself as this, that, and the third. But the fact that you're digging more into the deeper side of it, more than just kind of like the poof here.
I know, the
poof
man
gone.
who knows. It sounds
exactly.
so
That's
pompous,
why.
doesn't it?
But it's amazing because what I want to bring up, and I love that you said this, was you create as you speak in the manifestation, because I feel like that kind of is now circling everywhere. The law of assumption, law of, the affirmations, law of attraction, all of these things where technically that is very, very true. People who believe in those things, obviously you believe it, then it happens. But you just kind of, if you affirm something, you can create it to happen for yourself. Vice versa. The other thing, if you say that, I'm not going to get this, you're not going to. And it's great that you said that, because it's relating to the audience kind of like what you mean by you're doing it in a different way, where you're kind of doing it in a more genuine, authentic way that everyone might be able to connect with. Correct?
Definitely.
And that's amazing. So you had all these different residencies, and you've obviously meet tons of people and their energies at all times.
I do.
Right? Does it become very overwhelming for you when you...
I do. It's funny. I tend to. I'm pretty good at shedding the last part of what happened in the last show at the end, to the point where I'll forget completely aspects of my show that I've done, and my fiance, soon to be my wife, will call me up and say so. Where did they want to travel to, or what did they want to do? And I'm just like, oh my gosh, what was it? And damn it, I'll forget. What's so interesting though is that, I'm also good at remembering things that, in long term, just because it's part of my craft to be able to have a good memory and be able to utilize that. But I'm also very good at shutting it down when I need to, just in order to maintain bandwidth.
And to stay sane in your everyday life and
exactly.
reconnect to the next show. Because obviously I think you want to be present for those people as well, and then make sure you're focused. Was there any point in a certain show that really that's something that really hit you? Kind of a great memory where you're like, oh my God, this moment will always stick with me, is either a phenomena or someone that really left a big impression on you?
It happens so often at nearly every show. I mean, it's really interesting how people will kind of make, like for instance, just last week I had a fellow who asked the question. I always have people ask me questions in the show, and it's a kind of semi-serious moment, but at the same time I tell them that part of the agenda is to not look at it so much as serious, but to just sort of playfully interact with this moment. But this fellow had asked me a really serious question. He had actually been separated from his daughter for a long time, and he said, will I ever see her name again? And that was the question that he ultimately asked me, and And, all I did was close my eyes and think to myself, just letting my own natural knowing come to me. And I opened my eyes and I said, yes, it will happen soon. And then, crazy enough, in the middle of my show and while my show was in progress, she contacted him by text.
Wow.
And at the end of the show, they were so stunned by it. They were like tears in their eyes, and they came up to me and hugged me and everything. And those kinds of things, like that was just last week. But these types of connections that people make, sometimes I don't even connect them myself. Sometimes they're the ones who make the connections in the show, and suddenly, boom, this magical, near miraculous thing will take place that's so astonishing that, again, it's hard for me to remember every single one that takes place because they actually happen so frequently. And to me, that's why I designed my show, and it's how I designed the show, is in order to kind of leave it open for those possibilities, because you never really know just what will happen and how meaningful you can actually make that connection.
Yeah. So you are known as the man who knows, which you've said, and everywhere that you go online and look him up. Please tell us where that came from.
I'm always the man who knows eventually.
We don't market that though. He just knows. We just know on marketing wise. He just knows.
Yeah. We try to make it relatively vague. I don't call myself the man who knows everything. I don't call myself the man who knows all. But the idea of knowing is something that's interesting, and that actually comes from. Originally, it came from a fellow by the name of Alexander Conlon, who was the great Alexander, who called himself the man who knows during the vaudeville time period in the 1920s. Actually, like even before the 1920s, up until like the 1920s. And my manager had, as soon as we made our arrangement for me to be his client, suddenly just trademarked that title and said, have you ever heard The Man Who Knows? And I said, yeah, of course, Alexander, the man who knows. And he goes, guess who the man who knows is now? And I went, you're kidding me.
Wow.
And so suddenly he had trademarked it for me. It took me it took me a little while to just kind of ease into that title, because it is kind of saying a lot, right? But in the end, I feel like I've embraced it nicely. I feel like I understand what it means to know, and I feel like I've learned to understand it more than ever before. So
and if you've proved it to your audience and to your fans, obviously, and to the extent where you can, and it impresses you every single day.
Last year, TripAdvisor awarded me the TripAdvisor Traveler's Choice Award, which puts me at the top 10% of attractions worldwide, which is astonishing. Just because I was honored to have it. These days, I feel like my TripAdvisor reviews are all very, very strong, and they're always 5 stars, but these days the 5-star reviews are getting even stronger. So I feel really happy to be in this place and in this. Can I show you something? Can I show you a little thing that I do? I happen to be prepared. I brought
I was
a spoon.
hoping, I was manifesting this. I literally was like, I hope he brings a spoon.
See?
In a lot of your interviews, you do have this, and I
That's
really
true.
would love to see this.
Here, go ahead, take a look. Make sure that's just an ordinary, stainless steel spoon to your satisfaction and expertise of the cutlery. Here, I'll roll up my sleeves. I don't want you to think that anything's hidden up my sleeves.
Perfect.
And tell you what, here, take the spoon actually, just to hold it up to your heart. Imagine, just take a deep breath. Imagine your energy being absorbed into the metal of the spoon. Very good. Now open your eyes. I'm going to have you take this pen. Now be careful. It's a Sharpie.
Okay.
Just write your name on the inside of the bowl of the spoon, okay? And then underneath your name, how about a big 2023 to commemorate, to timestamp this moment in the now roaring 20s. We're hoping. We're keeping our fingers crossed, as tourist season is a little late this year. So I'll tell you what. I don't know if the people can see in the camera this that Priscilla has her name. If you want to forge her signature, you now know how. And Priscilla, you're right-handed, right?
Yes, I am.
Okay, I'm a mind reader. I'm also very observant. Okay, here, hold your right hand up flat. Place your left hand directly on top like this. Okay, close your eyes. I'm going to touch your hands very lightly. I want you to count how many times you feel me touch your hands, but don't count out loud. Just count in your mind, okay? Are you ready?
Yes.
Take a deep breath first. and then we'll begin. If you feel me touching your hand starting now, I'm going to have you count in your mind. Each time you feel me touch or tap your hands, you're counting in your mind. Each time you feel a touch, a tap, a shock, anything at all, you're counting. Now, are you counting at this point?
Yes.
Okay, keep counting. Each time you feel me touch your hands, you are counting in your mind, okay? And in fact, open your eyes. How many times did you feel me touch your hands?
4.
So 4 times, top and bottom in different places?
Different places, yes.
4 times.
Yes.
How many times, ask the audience later on how many times they saw me touch your hands, and the fact is I didn't at all.
Interesting. Okay.
Okay, I know, you don't believe me. Here, close your eyes again. I'm going to hold one hand on top, one hand below. When I count to 3, you're going to push your palms together. 1, 2, 3, pushing your hands together. You feel the spoon pushing down upwards against the top hand, like it's bending in the middle a little bit. Mm-hmm. Yes?
Yes.
A little bit more now. Yes?
Yes.
Weird, right? Mm-hmm. Because it's kind of getting taller, right? So open your eyes. That spoon has been between her hands. I didn't touch her at all, even though she felt me 4 times, right? Mm-hmm. 4 or 5 times. Bring your hands apart. Let's take a look at the spoon. And look, you can see that very, very slowly, the spoon is actually beginning to bend. You don't look all that surprised. That's okay. I know you want to physically actually see this take place. Here, I'll do it in my hand. Okay, watch. I'm going to put this in my hand. Watch.
Amazing. Wow.
See, now you can see the spoon is actually buckled a little bit more, right? Mm-hmm. And that's still your name on the inside, right? You can still see her name a little bit more. Watch. No effort at all between my thumb or forefinger. The spoon continues to droop. It continues to droop until it droops like a wilted flower. Now tug on the end like a wishbone. I mean, that's difficult to unbend, right? I mean, it's like it's not flimsy suddenly. It's actually still consistent to the way it was before, right?
Yeah.
Now here's the thing. You can physically take this spoon and unbend it using muscle, and I'll do that right now just to show you can physically do that. Let's try something that'd be humanly impossible, or at least seemingly so. So rather than bringing the energy outwards, let's imagine spiraling that energy inwards. Watch. See, now the spoon is actually twisted, right? Mm-hmm. It's about twisted 90 degrees, right? Take it and shrug. Don't break your nails, but but try to untwist the spoon. I mean, that's difficult to untwist, right?
Oh yeah, no.
I know. We have audience members, and don't you have other guests out there that we can bring in?
Yeah.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
To bring
in
some other guests. Because here's the thing, I mean, it's difficult to bend, but let's try something that'd be humanly impossible, or at least seemingly so, okay? Here, 1 second here, let me just do this real fast, okay, watch. So you can see, slowly the spoon actually continues to bend until what we have here is what we might call an impossible object. An object that once people hears the story behind it, they say that's impossible. But given the fact that you actually got to write your name on the spoon before it went through its transformation does sort of help to raise the question of just what is impossible anyway. So with that, I'm going to give this to you as a special souvenir.
Thank you.
That way it'll bring you good luck. In fact,
thank you so much. Amazing.
It has your energy in it.
Absolutely, and some of yours as well.
Now, in fact, true. In fact, can I do one more? Is that okay? With
that's
your
fine.
guests? Is that okay?
I'm going to actually ask you one more question so we can close out this interview so we can get them prepared if that's okay with you.
Sure.
Just because I don't want them to stand and all this stuff. But I do want to ask, because I always ask this to my audience before they always leave. To my guests, actually. Sorry. I'm so intrigued by the spoon. But the one more question I want to get to before you go was, is there a motto that you live by? I love asking my guests these questions. It kind of sums up them as a person and as an artist.
It's not whether you win or fail. It's that when you fail magnificently.
Wise words from the man who knows. Amazing, amazing, amazing. You have massive success. You have residencies, and would you like to tell them how they can get in contact with you and where they can get tickets to your residency that you have currently?
Yes, notorietylive.com. Notorietylive.com is where you can get tickets to my show as well as all the other shows at that theater, at the Notoriety Theater. I'm there on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at 5 p.m., so it's a nice afternoon show. It's a nice way to get out of the heat here in Las Vegas now that it's warming up. And and the show's been going great. Great TripAdvisor reviews, great reviews all around. I'm really looking forward to keeping this one going.
Yes, and then you also have, I don't know if they could still view it, but you had a limited series on TLC called The Mysterious World of Alain Nu, right?
I did.
So is it still available for them to view if they do want to kind of view some of your past work, or are you more so?
I'm trying to stay. I'm trying to move into like, and that was like
It was
close
some time
to 20
ago.
years
Yes, it was some
exactly.
time ago.
So
yes.
my feeling is you know, I'm trying to reinvigorate a new career side to myself.
Right,
and,
but it's amazing.
And,
but I love for people to see your journey of success so they can respect you.
Yeah,
as
but
an
if you're
artist
interested,
and
you
as
can go to YouTube
Right.
and look up my name, Alain Nu, and TLC, and you'll probably see a few clips.
That's absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for being on the hot seat. Maria, would we like to cut to break, or would we like to jump right into it? Okay, so make sure you guys stay tuned because he is going to demonstrate with my other two guests that I have coming onto today's hot seat episode. So make sure you don't go anywhere so you can see the man who knows right here in studio, live in action in real time. No gimmicks, no nothing, no editing. This is happening right before our very eyes. My first time actually meeting Alain, so like we have no prior connection. This is all
That's
right here in studio. So do not go anywhere, and I will see you right after the break.
This international television man of mystery has entertained audiences worldwide with his uncanny demonstrations. He utilizes his untold powers to foretell our actions, reveal unspoken thoughts, and create impossible phenomena, seemingly by the power of his mind. He is Alain Nu, the man who knows. Now appearing at Notoriety on the world-famous Fremont Street in downtown Las Vegas.
This show is brought to you by Dream Tracks Academy.
I can already feel you judging me, and not for what I've done in the past, but for what I'm about to do. I had what mattered, and I got careless. Like, I don't deserve more. I don't deserve sympathy. I don't deserve to be here.
Where the hell are you? Why aren't you answering your phone?
Jenna! What is the matter with you?
Someone once told me, you may not be everybody's cup of tea, but you're somebody's shot of whiskey.
Excuse me, ma'am. My car ran out of gas and I left my wallet at home. Could you please spare a couple dollars so I can refuel my vehicle?
I literally have nothing.
What's it gonna take to get you to join the program?
Get about the dog! If Jesus wanted you to have a dog, he would have blessed you with a foal and a leash now, wouldn't he?
Social Media Shows is a production company based here in Las Vegas, Nevada. We offer these services. We've been streaming shows live in real time for over 4 years on major social media platforms and also on our website socialmediashows.com. And we are now on Roku TV. we welcome you to have your own show on our TV network. Call us 651-955-8743 or email us at admin@socialmediashows.com.
Okay, we are back from the break. Now, Alain is going to demonstrate more with me and also my other two guests that you will see on the show in a little bit. So, Alain, take your stage, please.
All right. So we have Natsumi and we have Charlie here. Thank you very much for being a part of this. Thank you so much, Natsumi. I know that here in Las Vegas, you've seen a lot with regards to cards and the nature of cards and gambling and stuff. We're going to try to create a synchronicity over here using the cards. Now, I'll tell you a few things about cards that you might not know. A deck of cards is a lot like a calendar when you think about it. There's 4 suits to a deck of cards, like 4 seasons to a year. There's 52 cards in a deck, just like there's 52 weeks in a year. And if you were to take all the cards and add them, so if aces equal 1, plus 2, plus 3, going through the numbers, jacks equal 11, queens 12, kings 13, multiplied by the 4 suits, you end up with 364. Did you take that down? Okay, just one day shy of 365 days in a year. That's why there's 2 jokers. One to represent the 365th day, second one to represent the extra day in February when leap year comes around. So very interesting instrument, right? Now here's where it gets interesting, okay? I'm going to have you, Charlie, choose diamonds, clubs, hearts, or spades. What would you call out?
Let's go spades.
Spades, this is a symbol of hard work. This is a symbol of strength, right? Now, Natsumi, you get to choose one of the values for spades. So ace of spades, 2 of spades, any of the numbers, any of the letters. And I'm going to put the cards away right now before you say it out loud.
All right. 7 spades.
7 of spades. Now, there's no way that I could have influenced the 7 of spades. Now, but we're talking 7, right? This is a powerful number. Here's where you come in. Priscilla, have you ever had a psychic experience?
Yes.
Yeah, just a second ago, right?
Yes.
I'll tell you what. Go ahead and call out a number. We'll say we won't go as high as 52 because we want this to be entertaining. But how about just a 2-digit number between 10 and 20? What 2-digit number would you call out?
12.
12. Now, there's no way that I could have influenced that. Or you don't want to change your mind, do you? Sticking with 12, okay? You've heard of women's intuition. Right?
Oh, yeah.
So we're going to do this. We're doing this with the ladies. So she chose 12. You're going to choose a single-digit number between 1 and 10. What number would you choose?
8.
8. So 8 plus 12 is an even 20, right? Even 20. And it'd be so weird if we could actually go inside this pack exactly 8 plus 12 times. That's 20, right? 20 cards from the top of the deck and actually find the 7 of spades. That'd be weird, right?
Super.
20 cards. Here, deal them into my hand. Face up so we can see them. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Stop right there. That's 18, and then put 19 down. And the next card is 20. It'd be so weird if that next card was actually the 7 of spades, right? Mm-hmm. If it was, do you all agree to maybe come out to Las Vegas and see me at the Notoriety Live Theater at the corner of Fremont Street and Las Vegas Boulevard next time you come to Las Vegas? How about you guys? Coming out to see my show? If indeed that is it. It's only if the 20th card is at 7 of spades. I'm nervous. I already see a 7 of diamonds already, but still, no. If it could be any 7, it could be any 7. Or it could be any card. Turn it over. Let's see if indeed it is.
Oh!
Wow. I love doing business like that. See that? You and I, we have made an agreement. Wow. 7 of spades at 20. I'll tell you what, I'm going to even give these cards to you as a special souvenir so you can practice at home. All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Residency down at the Notoriety on Fremont. So make sure to go rewind, find out all the information to go see him live. He's here for you. He's here to connect. Very genuine, very authentic. And please, please, please support him. We want to see all those comments and all those likes on this video here. Please follow him on social media and go see him whenever you're in Las Vegas. Locals, you have no excuse. So make sure to come out and see him. Alain Nu, everyone. One more round of applause. When we come back, we're going to see one of these 2 guests. Which one will it be? So make sure you do not go anywhere. See you soon.